I'm delighted to be here and listening to all what you're doing in Equitas, and I believe, if I'm correct in saying, that this is the first conference that you have organised, and if it is, I wish you every success for the future, and I think you're going to have a big agenda here for the 9th and 10th of September, so I wish you very well.
Thank you very much, Anna. Very much appreciated. For those that don't know, I am lucky enough to call Anna May family at this stage. So she's nearly sick of me asking questions. But I'm very, very privileged. We don't get to speak about the ploughing an awful lot and where you started and where it came from. So can you take us back to the very start? How did you get involved at the ploughing from the beginning?
So long ago now that I nearly forget.
You forget nothing, Anna May.
Yes, I'm Managing Director of the National Ploughing Association of Ireland, and I got involved at the age of 17. So the founder of the National Ploughing was J.J. Bergen, who was a farmer and then an engineer from Athy, and very friendly with my father. And there was a national event coming up. It was very small then, and he asked my father would the daughter help him in the office for a few weeks. And I said, I was a little bit reluctant now, but I went down on a Friday, and J.J. Bergen just appeared to me as a very elderly man. And I went home and I said, Dad, I'm not going to go down there to that office. It's only 3 miles now from my home. And I cycled down. And I went, he said, look, he only wants you for a few weeks. I went on the Monday, and the rest is history. I never left it, believe it or not. It was very small then. It was just horse ploughing, and not race horses now, but anyway, agricultural horses. And I just stayed there. I liked organising from the very age, I think, of about 13 or 14. I was involved on the Junior Guild of Muireann, and that's a long, long time ago. And I got interested in the community, of course, and got involved in that. And I suppose I had a liking for organising events. So I went from there and stayed with the ploughing all my life, increasing the entries into it, all horse ploughing, and went along then, and tractor ploughing became obvious in the 1940s. Then the horse ploughing was still going ahead, and it still is, and we have the national event coming up on the 17th, 18th and 19th of September in County Laois, my home county. But I found at the beginning that let the men, I want them to excuse me now when I say my maiden name was Brennan, and I remember getting a phone call one day, and this guy was looking for a Mr. Brennan, and I said to him, I'm sorry, there's no Mr. Brennan here, and I didn't like to call myself Miss Brennan, but I said, have you a query? And I eventually had to say that I was a female, and he said, well, what would you know about ploughing? Well, I said, I was reared on a farm with 5 brothers and 2 sisters. I know a lot about it, but if you ask your question to me, or what is your query, and if I cannot answer you, I'll get the answer for you very shortly. So I gave him his answer. He was a little bit contrary, if I may say so, in the company. And I got a little bit of that at the very beginning, because at that time, there were very few women involved in agricultural associations. But I went ahead from there, and I'm still there, thank God. Went along with J.J. Bergen, who was he was a great teacher, I'd have to say as well, because if you misspelled a word, you wrote it a number of times when you go home at night and showed it to him the next morning, that sort of a thing. But look, it increased as the years went along. I was always out for ideas and looking ahead, and you could say innovative in many ways, because we had the tractor ploughing then, and we went on to the World Ploughing then was formed, and it has been held in different countries every year. I was, a fortnight ago, I was in Estonia, where the World Ploughing competitions are going to be held the middle of August. So we became very involved. There was just 1 of 4 involved in the setup of the World Ploughing. Now we have every county in the Republic of Ireland represented and competing at the national event. We also have a huge number of exhibitors there, up to 1,700 exhibitors, not all machinery now, because as the years went on, we introduced many side events, like the hunt chase, which is very successful, pony games, and the brown bread baking competition, which is going to be announced next week again, and the fashion show in 1984. And I'll tell you something about the fashion show. The chairman of our meeting was from Waterford, and I was sitting beside him at a meeting in the Collection Hotel in Portlaoise, and I said, under any other business, that I'd like to have a fashion show. And a West Cork man stood up and he said, Chairman, I thought it was a ploughing competition we were having. And I was disappointed. But on the second last step of the stairs coming down in the Collection Hotel, I said to myself, I'm going to have a fashion show. And we did. And the first year was a great success, and the second year was even a greater success. And I remember going to the big marquee on the site of the National Ploughing, and it was absolutely packed, and I could not get into the entrance. There were 3 men standing at the entrance, and they said, Ma'am, there's no room in there. He said, you can't go in. So I looked at the 3 of them, and I said, sure, I have to get up. Celia Holman-Lee from Limerick was doing the fashion show for us, and I had to go around to the back. And my mind went back to the 3 men at the door, because what was on the ramp? Only wedding gear. And I said to myself, if you haven't thought about it before now, you can forget about it, because that was a reality now, and it has been very well supported. So we had all side events. We have a children's playground, a carnival, cooking, fashion shows, and we have 3 big marquees on the site as well, with a lot of educational companies, a number of colleges taking part, and a number of hotels promoting what they can offer. So it has evolved into that. From the cost of I have a little catalogue of the first event, which was held in Athy, and it cost £9, 3 and 6, believe it or not. Today it costs in excess of 7 million. We have to import steel roadway for easy entry for heavy machinery, and that costs us about £1.25 million. We cannot work without it, because weather, unfortunately, doesn't often favour us. But however, we keep going, and I would say that people have helped me a lot. I say I got away with a lot in many ways because I was a female, while they might like to tell me, some of the men sometimes, get off with yourself. But because I was a female, I know I got away a lot. But then again, I always loved to bring people along with me. I never asked anyone, let it be male or female, to do any job that I was not prepared to do myself. And I think that went down very well. Everyone is equal in this life, I feel. Down to the child that can do something for you, if there's only run for something. But I felt by doing that, you brought people along with you rather than dictate down to them. And I feel that was a great success on my part. So really, I have loved life. I loved the ploughing. It was really, in one sense, it ruled my life, because I never counted the time that I gave to working late at night, or when somebody had called to meeting them and discuss their problem. I would say that Zoom was wonderful during the COVID times, but I always loved sitting across the table if I was making a bargain or discussing a contract with somebody. I do believe that if somebody does pull the wool over your eyes once, they never get a second chance. I would have no time for them. I love honesty and to be as fair as I can with everyone. And I love my job. I have a great team around me. And I heard some of the speakers there, Sinead and Nina, speaking before me, to have a good team around you. It's important to have a team around you that's actually better than yourself. Only I would get an idea early in the morning when I wake and look up at the bedroom ceiling. I'd get an idea, and I'd come down to the office, and one of the girls might say, and what time of the morning did you get that idea? But look, you put the idea, let everyone's opinion count. And I think that's the way to go if you want success. I always believed in that. So my late husband mightn't always say that, because at one stage he said, you'll be dead for 6 months, ma'am, before I miss you, because you're always gone. Well, it's true to say that too. You went any time you were called on to help out somebody. And there was a lot of emphasis on that today. If you can help somebody as a pass this way, it's like the song, your living will not be in vain. Now, I believe that Muireann here, who I meet up and down, maybe not I meet her socially. But I believe you have questions to ask me, have you?
Oh, I'm loving this, Anime. I'm happy out.
I'm going.
Come walk away.
No,
I'm very contented over here.
But anyway, I came from a farm. I understood what farming was all about. And there were 8 of us in family, 5 boys and 3 girls. There are 3 of us left, and I'm the oldest of the 3. And I won't tell you my age, but you can guess.
No, you hold on to that one now for one sec. We'll ask a couple of questions. Your house is always busy. The offices are in the house. Your family are in and out. There is always people around. It must give you great pride to see the work and effort and Anne-Marie and DJ and Saren and everybody getting involved within the ploughing, knowing that that's the legacy that you're leaving behind.
Yes, the house is always busy, and you never know when you're going to get a knock on the door, let it be early or late. But I had been invited several times to move our offices to Dublin, and my answer was, if they want us, they'll find us. We're down in the country, 4 miles from Athy, in the heart of the country, and not a main road up to the house either. But I might get Laois County Council to do something. But it's always busy, and there's always somebody coming and going. And I have 1 son and 1 daughter. My son farms, and he's very involved in the ploughing. My daughter is General Secretary of the World Ploughing Organisation, and it means that she had to travel a good bit. But I'd say the ploughing, it gave me a good life in many ways, because I was in, I'd say, nearly 20 countries altogether, as far away as New Zealand. And we have 31 countries affiliated now to the World Ploughing. And that was an achievement in itself. And our Irish Ploughing Association had a very big part to play in forming the World Ploughing. And I'm a life member of that. I'm the Irish representative on the World Ploughing Board. And, it gave me a lot, but I did put a lot into it. As I said before, Muireann, I never counted the time or the hours, or late and early. If there was a need to be there, I'd be there if I could.
A lot of people would say, Anime, that you're a natural born leader. You do it very well, and it seems to come very naturally to you. Do you think that was always the case, or did it come with experience and time?
Well, if you made a mistake, you try and correct it. Like, things weren't always rosy. You know, we've got very severe weather for the annual national event, but we had to weather the storm, and we had Storm Alley in Tullamore a few years back. But you have to go out again as strong as ever and do your best for the people that support you. I would say that it's a pleasure for me when I see all the people coming, and you do your very best for your clients, and they understand that you can't do anything about the weather if it comes bad, and it has come bad over many years. But mind you, you can go out maybe to a landowner. Years ago when it started, it took about 26 acres of ground. Today you need in the region of 800 acres, because you would have it's a 3-day event, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, and you'd have an attendance up to 300,000 in the heart of the country. Where we are going this year, there's nothing there, only a school and a church, but there's very good land around it and very big fields, which is necessary to hold the event, because there'll be about 350 competitors taking part. And there's a European vintage ploughing there this year, and that's even extra. There'll be about 12 countries coming in to take part in that. And it's all go. We're looking over the last few weeks there about the caterers that you're going to have. We have the map to know where you're going to put the various exhibitors. This is a time when all the machinery people and the car people and all the stands are booking their space at the event. So you're looking at where you're going to place them. And some of them would like to be beside their agents, naturally enough. And some people would like to be away maybe from a tyre manufacturer because he doesn't want to be near a competitor. And we have the Government of Ireland, who have a huge number of stands coming, and they all want to go in the side by side. And that's great support for us, like of the Department of Agriculture, Teagasc and all those. It's a very educational place to be. But if it was to guarantee you fine weather, you'd always come. But I'd always say, bring your wellies in the car anyway.
There is women in this room that have established businesses and are starting businesses and have thought processes on businesses that haven't even become established yet. What would be the one piece of advice that you could give them?
Well, I'll go back to the fashion show. Go out there and do it. And don't ever underestimate your own ability. And I think that was already said today. You can do it. There's nothing impossible at all. Yeah, and if you try and fail, well, it's a good person that fails. You'll keep going. Look, you have to put down your own marker, your own identity, and say, I'm going to do that. Get it into your head, build yourself up, I'm going to do it. You know, and that's the advice I can give you.
Now, I know you're going to give out stink to me, but we have a little surprise for you. Anna May has a big birthday coming up in the next couple of days, guys. So we just have a little presentation. I don't know where. Oh, Tom has gone running. I've sent Tom out of the room running. I know you're going to give out to me anyway, but
no, I'm not. I'm going to say to Sinead today. Sinead said she was 45 today, and not today, but you can double that, and that's my age coming up tomorrow.
If we had Tom coming in now, what's your biggest learning in the last 45 years? Yeah.
You know, I heard Mick Galway. I was listening to Mick Galway, the famous rugby player, very recently, and he said, you know, when you're up there, there's only one way you can come, only one way to happen. You come down. But he said I was often left on the line, and I had to take it. But you don't. You keep. My biggest learning, you have to learn to lose as well. You know, I played camogie in my days. I have 5 Leinster All-Ireland medals, actually. And I suppose I remember well on a playing field, sitting down and crying when we didn't win. But you have to learn to lose as well. But don't be defeated with that. You go out and you try again, and you will meet with success. And I would say, you can do it. Never doubt your own ability. If you need help, ask for it. But go ahead yourself. You're the person that's going to count at the end of the day in your business. And I would say to everyone here and anyone that's starting business, just give your shoulders a shake and stand up straight and say, I'm going to do that. And get on with it.
I love it. Thank you so much, Anna May. I know you're going to give out to me.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Happy birthday, Anna May. We get the lads to bring them down for you there now. That's perfect. Yeah, we'll bring it down for you there now. Thank you so much, Anna May.
Would any of you like to ask any questions?
Anna May doesn't want to get down off stage. Sinead probably has a question there, do you? Yeah. Yeah. No problem, we'll get them down there now. Sit down again there, Anna May. We're in no rush to.
So you're a woman that's always innovating and moving the dial forward for the ploughing. What's your wish for the next year or two for the ploughing to move it forward?
Well, I'd love to maybe incorporate more side events for the people that come there, because no ladies in particular want to look at machinery all day. There's shopping arcades and there's fashion shows and there's brown bread baking. We have the ICA doing their demonstrations as well. And I would be always looking out for additions, you know, to make it a family day out if you wish, because we have great support from the agricultural colleges now around the country. And even the support we have in the exhibition area from overseas and Northern Ireland can never be underestimated. We have plans coming from as far away as New Zealand. They're in the dairy business. And of course, and then another very, very, very attractive area is the Enterprise Board of Ireland. They have Innovations Arena, and the modern technology is always on display there, and special prizes, and that is organised by Enterprise Ireland. So that has been a major attraction. And RTE comes down as well, and they had a lot of problems last year because they came down shortly after the turmoil there, but nevertheless they've been with us already, and they're coming down. They're going to have a big show at the event. So all the side events, apart from ploughing, is very, very attractive for any member of the family. And let no one go home and say there was nothing at the event that for me. Well, I would like to meet that person, because everything possible is there, down to the man that's not a shoemaker, what you call it, an ironmonger.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you have everything there, like, and all we want is the weather, and we hope that we'll get it fine. I'd pray to say the child of prague, but sometimes it doesn't work. He might be gone on holidays or something, I don't know. And I remember the founder of the association, J.J. Berger, in his last address, and I often go over this, he said, I'm hoping that when I go away, die, or something like that effect, I hope I'm leaving behind me a working machine. And when I get terribly busy, I always think of what they said. Did they think that I was the working machine? But look, I say I had a great team around me. I'm delighted with the girls I have. I can go anywhere I like. And I know that they will carry on because they never ask for work. They know exactly what to do and they do it very well, much better than I would. And they have wonderful patience. So if anyone ever wants a ring, and you'll find out with any of the girls that's in the office, I'm very lucky. And anyone that has been with me, I worked with a sister-in-law for 33 years, and she was absolutely wonderful. And then she retired, and it was wonderful when sister-in-laws can work together for 33 years. It speaks for itself, Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, anyway.
And thank you very much for the lovely flowers.
And you didn't even give out